Alright, so first off, just switching to a single leg, quick single leg switch, and then moves into a double. So let's break this down. So first off, kid's breaking his grip, lost his hand, so then he just lowers down and grabs the leg. Then from there, elevates it kind of like a normal single leg, and then he just finishes it in like a double variation type of finish for a single leg. So it's really not that much of a complicated move. He's just driving forward, finishing in like a double, but the most important part would be right here, knowing when to drop down. When you lose that grip, that's usually when you're going to want to drop down to a leg, and you want to like lower your hips. If you see his knee is lowered as well, you're going to lower your hips, lower your knee, and then just grab around the leg. You can either stay on the mat or you can elevate. If you stay on the mat, you're usually going to get called for stalling, but it can be good if there's like not a lot of time left in the period and you just really want to ride him out. And yeah, let's get to the next one. So here, kid tries to switch on him, and then big return right there, switching to the leg. So first off, kid switches on him, and his opponent's already kind of like using his elbows to break the grip and pushing him down. So he sees that, lowers his level a little bit and grabs the leg. From there, you just want to elevate and you want to finish. This guy does a really good job finishing. If you don't really finish and kind of like he does like trips forward and pushes his opponent out of bounds, you want to have forward momentum, and if you're not finishing, you're going to get called for stalling. So you want to finish these moves. It's just a single leg takedown. The hardest part, like I said, is knowing when to drop down. And next one, so this kid tries to mat return him and then single leg out of bounds. And so here we see kid's already breaking his grip, like I said, and he already starts to get lower to the ground. From there, uses hands and knees to keep that leg close to him, elevates, and then finishes in like a normal single leg. So it's really not that complicated. I would really use this move. It's kind of like a last sort of like defense type of move, or when you want to like get your opponent off the mat. If you looked at all of these, all the kids are driving forward, driving their kids out of the mat, and that's really how you want to do this move. Because if your defense if your like single leg doesn't work or something, like here this kid got rolled, that's why you want to like be driving them towards off the mat, so you also don't get called for stalling. But really good mat return, you can use these in a variety of situations. Now here we're gonna see one that doesn't work. Kid probably should have gotten called for stalling as well, but just watch this kind of long clip. But yeah, I don't even know what that kid was doing, but here we go. So this is really important. The kid recognized this, and that's why he was able to get the leg very easily. If a guy steps out like this, you're going to be able to get the single leg almost immediately as soon as they stand up. If they step out like that, they're basically giving it to you. So he puts his hand on the leg, and then from there, all he has to do is lock up and lift up. And here's where this guy has a problem. His opponent sees that and he grabs his hand. Right there, he's grabbing his hand, so he's not able to lock it up, making his single leg very weak, easy to get out of. He could have just kicked out right there, and he takes a long time kind of like standing there. His grip's getting weaker and weaker, doesn't really make an effort to return, so he probably could have gotten called for stalling right there. And then his opponent just kind of breaks the grip and then kicks away, and Mance is just left standing like this, looking like a fool. But I mean, this stuff happens, so no offense to this guy, but you gotta be returning your opponent, otherwise this is gonna happen or you're gonna get called for stalling. Both suck. But yeah, let's go on to the next one. So here, just normally how you would use this move, this is what you'd use if you're on like the edge of the mat. You're driving them forward, you try to trip, it doesn't work, so then he uses that momentum that he's going forward with, drops down to a leg, picks that ankle, and then just drives forward. Really simple. It's not a complicated move. You can do these at all levels. You see it in college a lot, usually on the edge of the mat, or you're losing the grip and then you switch to leg, drive them off the edge of the mat. And I wish I learned this earlier, because it could have helped me ride out a lot of opponents. And you guys definitely should be using this in your matches if your mat returns aren't working. And yeah, that's gonna wrap up today's video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you leave a like, comment down below, and stuff more as cards like this. Peace.